Welcome to our webinar, Design Without Limits, Tapes for Complex and Reliable Automotive Exterior Mounting. Thank you for your participation and thank you for being here today with me and Jarway to give you some overview about our product overview. Let me start very short with an introduction. So my name is Christoph Voss. I'm at Tesa overall 5 years now. My background is mechanical engineering, and I'm responsible regional market segment manager exterior in Europe. So I take care of all topics coming from the customer, going to our R&D development, to global development, and I dealing with this value chain. So with me today is Jarway. Jarway, please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Christoph. Hi, everybody. I'm Jarway. Nice to see you here. I have a background in material science engineering, and I work in Tesa for 4 years now as global market segment managers. So today we're going to introduce a very important product from Tesa. This is a new primerless product that later on we will elaborate more. I'm very happy to see you here today.
Thank you, Jarway. Thank you very much. So as you see, you are all muted at the moment. That has some idea behind. So we will give you the chance to ask or raise your questions, please, in the chat, and we will try to answer them after our presentation. And if you are not able, but we try to manage, then we will answer it right after our webinar and send you an email. Yeah, I think you all let your contact details. We all know you, so we are able to reach out to you. But we will try, as said, to answer everything. So agenda. So what are the topics we want to talk about today? So first of all, I want to give you an overview of what we're doing in automotive at Tesa, and then what we are doing for attachment part mounting, which is the key topic for today. So I'll give you a product overview. Then we will have a look on the new products to come. So Jarway will guide you through the new product, the new primerless, which is really a nice product. You will see some values, you will see some spec tests and some results. And then after that, I will give you, based on that new product, what else we are doing at the moment for products to come in the next 12 to 15 months. So because we have something in our pockets, and you will see that. And then I give you at the end, because maybe some of you are new with Tesa, I give you a very short overview about Tesa, what we are doing, and I also give you an insight about our innovation and topics and key topics for the future, and also on our goals on sustainability. So that's the content for today. And as said, sorry, I don't want to repeat, raise your questions in the chat and we try to answer it very, very briefly. So starting with Tesa in automotive. This is a typical picture, maybe some of you know that. So if you look around the car, we have several applications. Let's say we call it, not old is maybe the wrong word, but common applications we dealt with for over 1 to 20 years, and also the new stuff which we're now really going into. So our main goal is to come on productive applications. And we see 4 pillars in automotive. I just want to explain this before I start to go into APM. So first one is, we call it EV battery, EV powertrain, all things related to the electrification of the car. Could be in the cell, could be mounting cells together, could be conducting cells to the electrical system. So all those kind of very technical tapes. It's one really key segment for us where we are also very successful. The second one, we call it connected interior. It means all things now coming from the electronic industry into the car, displays, smart surfaces, all those kind of applications is key application for Tesa, or key application field for Tesa, and we're developing products to that application field, debonding products. So that's the second pillar. The third pillar is, I would say, OEM business. So you see here we call it toll covering. So it's more or less all applications at the OEM where we help the OEM to automate processes, to increase efficiency, and to use tapes for especially, for example, closing holes at the underbody. That's the third one. And last but not least, the topic we're talking about today, we call it exterior. There we are dividing into sealing applications. We're not talking about that today, but you can reach out to us and we can give you an information. So sealing application means all kind of EPDM seals where you need a tape with a heat activated layer or also an acrylic foam tape to mount it on the glass, on the car body or whatever. Then we have glass applications, which could be a switchable glass, which could be some kind of dimmable glasses. So we have there also optical clear adhesives, so functional films. And today we are talking about, we call it attachment part mounting. So plastic parts, aluminum trim parts, all kind of parts mounted to the car body from the outside. Could also be functional tapes in the future as we are getting more and more functions into the cars. But today is really about mounting of those parts to the car. And let's start now with giving you some overview about those products. So as said, Tesa has now a complete assortment for attachment part mounting. So we're doing that now for over 1 decade. So since 2010, Tesa decided to go into acrylic foam tapes. And since that, we are producing and development and producing and doing new launches, this kind of products. We call it ACX Plus because that's our brand name, ACX Plus. Every time you read ACX Plus, that's about our Tesa acrylic foam tapes. We now have a very big and comprehensive selection, which meets a lot of requirements needed in the market. Especially, we're always talking about clear coats on the one side. So substrate one, which is clear coat, or could be a plastic, and then we have different kind of plastic materials. Could be PPDM, could be ASA or aluminium, and you have to mount them together. So we're talking about high quality products to mount those different categories, reliable and efficient, and over the whole lifetime of a car. So that's really our path and our goal. And we're doing that, as I said, since 1 decade, and also since then we have applications in the field, so you can trust in our products. They are working. Yeah? They are working now since over 1 decade, developed by Tesa, produced by Tesa, and meeting lots of OEM specifications. So what are the products? Which products we are looking at? So that's the complete overview as is at the moment. And I want to give you just a short overview where we are and which product is for which application, to give you some insight that we now have really a solution on hand for every kind of application. So starting from the left-hand side, well, sorry, I had to interrupt myself. First of all our products are PFAS-free. As we know, the European Union wants to ban some kind of forever chemicals. Also, some OEMs already banned some products containing forever chemicals. For Tesa, it's completely clear. Our products are PFAS-free, which means we do not use PFAS chemicals for our production, and we don't need it as ingredients in our product. So we don't need it. So all the products we show you today are PFAS-free. And if you need a certificate, you can get one. So starting from the left-hand side, 772. That's what we call at Tesa baseline. It's not baseline because it's very low performance. It's a good performance product on a very competitive level for, let's say, smaller applications. So we're talking about emblems, about door sills, about also small plastic parts mounted together. If you use a pre-treatment of the material, the 772 is good, very good to use. And the nice thing is it comes in various thicknesses, so starting at 0.5 and ending at 2 millimeters, which give you high flexibility, which kind of product you want to use. We have several liners for this product. So we call it filmic liner, which is PV31, that's real Tesa language, and PV34, which is the single side siliconized one. And we also have a paper liner available, which is also able for tabbing and for die cutting. This product is really highly in use, for example, for door sills for BMW. proven in the market. Yeah, we use it for emblem mounting at I would say all over several value chains. It could be at Toyota, it could be at BMW. So this product is in use as long as you have the right substrates to mount and the right clear coat to mount. So it's let's say the starting point in our assortment. Then we come to our Tesa Black line. We call it Tesa Black Line 7.8 series. That's the first product we really invented into the market. Done in Hamburg, in our Hamburg plant. It's also available from 0.5 to 2.0 millimeter thickness. This product, we say it's mid to large parts with pre-treatment. So normally on the plastic side, so if you're talking about a PP EPDM, for example, a wheel arch, that you need to make a pre-treatment with, could be flaming, could be plasma, could be primer, whatever the use you need. And then you mount those parts to the car body. On the car body, you don't need any pre-treatment because there it's working perfectly. The product is approved at BMW, at Mercedes-Benz, at Stellantis, at JLR. So we have a lot of approvals for this product and it's highly in use. For example, Mercedes-Benz wheel arches, we have a lot of references for that product. Dorsals, BMW, a lot of references. All kind of emblem mounting. The black color is helping in this case, and it's making it very, very, very special and very unique. It's not you don't get this black color in the market. It comes with a nice, I would say, from our perspective, the best liner on the market, which we call PV29, which is a very tear-resistant liner, and also a liner which has the ability to make heat tapping, to make adhesive tapping. You will have to mention remember this liner because I will talk about that later for other products, yeah, because the base film will be used. And we also have a paper liner, PV25, also highly in use in the market. Then let's come to the next range. We call it's based on 772. We call them 776 and 778, which is our base primerless line for mid to large parts, yeah, coming 778 starting from 0.5 millimeters to 1.5 millimeters, 776 very special 08 to 1.5. This product is really in use, for example, for mounting plastic to plastic. So 778, for example, we have a lot of applications mounting a carrier to an A surface parts together without pre-treatment. So it's working perfectly. The adhesive we have on this product is working perfectly in each and every kind of plastic. It doesn't matter if it's ABS or ASA or PP, it's working perfectly. It has some limitations when it comes to very big parts, and that's the reason also why we invented another product. But it's really highly in use. And you can trust on that. We have a lot of approvals at VW. It's highly in use at JLR and Stellantis. For Mercedes-Benz, we don't have an approval on the clear coat of Mercedes-Benz because that's a special one, but we have it. We have applications at Mercedes-Benz because if you mount a plastic part to a plastic part, it's working. They're fulfilling the specification. Then coming to the right-hand side, talking about our new primerless range. There, it's also invented because of Mercedes-Benz and BMW. And I just want to say we already have the approval of Mercedes for this product, for 790. But Jiawei will make a deeper dive into this product. So I just want to name, we have these two new members, 790XX and 791XX. 790 will come starting from 0.8 to 1.5 millimeter. The same for 791. Both the 790 is designed for mounting a PP EPDM part on a demanding clear coat, while the 791 is designed to mount a PP EPDM plastic part to PP EPDM plastic part, big parts with high temperatures needed. So that's something I stop here for that product because Jiawei will give you some information, insights about the product. So that's what we're doing now. We will start, I will hand over in a minute to Jiawei. She will give you an overview, which products will come and what they are doing, how good they are. But to start with that, I want to share you firstly a video which gives you some ideas about the performance. We'll tease you a bit. So let's give me a minute. I will start it. So nice video, which shows you again the performance. So why we did that product? Just to give you an information. So we see there is a lot of plastic in one car. Yeah. So especially PP-PDM, 50% of all things done in a car are done of PP-PDM, and therefore you need products which are able to be mounted on this EPDM with low surface energy without any pre-treatment. Furthermore, we see parts are getting bigger and increasingly big, and you have integrating of new applications into bumper or into a grill, because you don't need a grill as it was in the past for EV batteries, for EV electrical vehicles. So that's the reason parts are getting bigger, and you have higher stress on the cars and more applications. So you need another range of products. And last but not least, temperature range. So we have been asked by OEMs to increase the temperature resistancy over 90, over 95 degrees, because the environment is changing, and you need more performance on those tapes. So that's the reason why we invented the new Primalist grade. And now I will really hand over to Jiawei, and she will give you a short update about our new Primalist line and how are the values and what we can do with that product. So Jiawei, thank you very much, and take over, please.
Thanks for the introduction, Christoph. Yes, now let's have a deeper look for this new Primalist tape. We call it 790. 11 means the thickness, 1.1, but we are also available in 0.8 and 1.5 millimeter. Yeah, let's have a look on the right side of the tape design. You can see there are in total four different layers in it. And the upper side, the deep blue, is a liner. Work productive liner will be later on removed by OEM and then mounting the parts on the car. But for the adhesive part itself, we are in total 3 layers. It consists with acrylic foam core and 2 different adhesive. This is a non-symmetry design. Why do we need that? So we can have a look on the open side. What we call is LSE adhesive 2. It's usually used on the plastic side, which is the parts. The LSE meaning low surface energy. In automotive world, especially for exterior attachment parts industry, usually this kind of material is PP-PDM. It's widely used in bumper, in wheel arch, in door cladding, rocker panel, sometimes in spoiler as well. So if you're looking for some adhesive solution targeting in this kind of application part, 790 and works really good on the PP-PDM on your parts. And we can have a deeper look in the closed side of this product. We call it special adhesive. The cover side is usually mounted by OEM. It will be used on the clear coats, or sometimes if we're laminating a part to another part, will be some other high surface energy or medium surface energy substrate is also compatible. The special adhesive, later on, we can have a deeper look about its performance on clear coat. It's really good. It's developed for very high compatibility, which leads to the left side, the key features of this product. So Primalist tape is not a new concept in the market. You probably know it or probably are already using it for your own production and your design. But why we develop 790? What's the difference compared with 790 and other Primalist product on the market right now? So that's later on we will elaborate more with a more comprehensive test data, but just in general, you can remember 4 key features. It's really high compatibility on various of clear coats on different OEMs and has very high temperature resistance. It's really high that really we break the limit of the market. It's a state-of-art temperature resistance and has a very fast and bonding and strong bonding strength on the clear coat side or on the PP-PDM side. Last but not least, it's also very low temperature resistance. Later on, you can see the very nice performance. Okay, now we can deep dive in with some more test data. And all the tests we are doing based on Mercedes spec. Mercedes-Benz has a relatively high and harsh condition in the market compared with other OEMs, because everybody knows for attachment part, for exterior parts, it's directly laminated on the car body. So usually OEM has a specification to control the quality and the performance on this very important critical adhesive for them. That is why to pass OEM specification is very important for any tape using the attachment part mounting. And that's why also we conduct this series of tests to do a very harsh test on Mercedes spec, but also do it on various of clear coats from different OEMs. Because we already foresee this in the past. Probably one adhesive will work super good on the clear coat A, but doesn't really work on the clear coat B, because a different clear coat surface also has different surface energy, and thus leads to different performance of the tape on it. And this also caused problem to different OEMs, why there's just no one tape cannot work on every single clear coat, so they can have this design freedom. Now that's why we also try to tackle this problem for OEM to solve their pain points, to develop 790, the special adhesive we mentioned earlier. You can see the performance here. No matter it's done the 20 minutes or 24 hours. So really it has a very short, fast bonding strength. On different clear coats, we test based on the clear coats from VW, from BMW, Mercedes, Ford, and the clear coat from different coating suppliers, which is widely used in automotive world. And you can already see even within 20 minutes, the tape shows really nice cohesion failure mode, which is always welcomed by OEMs. Next page, then we can have a short video of how high temperature resistance is for 790. We'll do a test based on static shear test, where now our lab expert is making some samples. The tape is laminated one side on the PP/PDM substrate, the other one on the real OEM clear coat panel, which we're now simulating the real application situation. And later on, we do the sample based on OEM spec, and later on we will load. Yes, we'll hands with some loading and put into the oven of 95 degrees. So 95 degrees Celsius is really extreme among all OEMs. Mercedes spec requirements 90 degree only, but we try to do it more harsh. And you can see here already the competitor solution from another brand is already falling off after 100 minutes and only have an adhesion failure. And TISA 790 stick after 3,000 minutes and still holding very strong. Yes. Now we can have a closer look of the test data. The very left column, this is the real DBL 7906 spec. It's a Mercedes spec. It actually requires 250 gram loading and 90 degree test temperature, and dwelling time after making the sample is 72 hours, which is also usually how tape's supposed to have the dwelling time to reach the final really bonding strength. But in reality, we already noticed for the OEM workshop, the high speed and high cycle cannot have this 72 hours to wait for tape to perform to its final effective. But that's why we try to shorten the dwelling time. You can see in the second column, we put it in the test chamber only after 20 minutes. And it still passes a spec and performs just as a normal condition. At the same time, the competitor solution failed very soon. And also we try to use a more higher loading, as explained earlier by Christoph. Now the car is really designed with a bigger and bigger parts, which is more heavier and heavier. So we try to increase the loading to 350 grams. Again, 790 holds as it performs original, and the competitor solution fails soon. And last but not least, we try to increase the temperature even higher than the original spec, which is aging under the high temperature and test under the high temperature, which makes it extremely challenging for tape and adhesive. We increase the temperature up to 95 degrees Celsius. As you can see earlier in the video, it also lasts for over 3,000 minutes. Yes, that's the performance based on the high temperature resistance. And now we can have a short video to see the performance on the PP-PDM side. We will do the floater rolling peel test. This is a quite standard peeling test conducted by various of OEM. It's a very basic test for adhesion, which really just indicate how the tape nature itself is good or not. And we already see the test result for peeling on clear coat data. Earlier, we already showed that. Now we can have a look on the performance on the PP-PDM side, the plastic substrate. We test compare with the competitor at the same time. You can see just by the peeling force itself, already 790 is 10 Newton higher than the competitor. And the cohesion failure of 790 and competitive solution only have an adhesion failure. Yes, we can have a look in the real test data. Again, based on Mercedes spec, we test on PP-PDM and CC7. CC7 is a widely used clear coat form for Mercedes. You can see only after 20 minutes, the performance for 790 already passed the spec and it's almost the same as the final strength after 72 hours. And after 72 hours, it's increased and almost double the value of the spec required. Yeah. So this is how strong it is, especially for OEM when you need a shorter cycle time. 790 will really solve your pain points. Okay, and last but not least, we can have a look for the low temperature resistance. We have tested the low temperature resistance not only based on Mercedes spec, but also VW and BMW. Here in this video, we take Mercedes as an example. We make the test sample. One side is a clear coat panel, the other side is a PP-PDM substrate and tape in between to laminate both parts. And we have made a special tooling to simulating the slamming under the low temperature, minus 30 degree. You can see we just really slam at full strength, and the competitive solution failed after 9 times, and 790 still holding strong after 20 times slam. And the DBL spec actually required 10 times slams. Again, we double the value of the OEM requirement. Yes, so overall, that's really some highlight performance of the 790. As far as we know, this is really the state of art of the primeless tape on the market. We are quite confident it really will solve your pain point for your design, for your production. So let us know if you have further questions, and later we can try to answer them. Now, hand over back to Christoph.
Yeah, thank you, Jiawei. Pretty impressive product what we have here in our pockets. And you know, now with this product, it's only a starting point. So this is the performance you see. We have a nice foam now. We have nice adhesives. Either it's towards the clear coat or it's towards the plastic part. And with these new products, we are now developing other, we call them building block products. Yeah, and I will give you a short introduction what you can expect in this performance line within the next 12 to 15 months. So here we are. So as we know, the Primalist line is really needed. For example, if you have a part like a real arch made out of PP-PDM, so normally it's a little bit flexible. You mount it easily to the car body without too much stress on the first step. That's nice, but sometimes you have very rigid parts. Yeah, you have parts made of PC-ABS, ASA, or you have parts mounted of a carrier and a cover, a cover, and you need to mount that on the car body. It's normally very, very rigid, and there you need a good ability of the tape for a nice wet out. So meaning a nice floating of the tape on the substrate, especially on the clear coat. And therefore we are we also know that our 7.9 adhesive, this clear coat adhesive, it's working perfectly on all kinds of clear coats, and it's working perfectly also on medium surf and high medium surface energy and high surface energy plastic substrates like PC-ABS, ASA, also working nicely on aluminium, also with this difficult to bond aluminium coatings on. So that's something we know, and then we know we need to have a soft core. That's what we're doing now. So we're trying to develop, or not we're trying, we will develop a soft core product within a very short term until the end of next year, which is able to have a nice wet out, and with our new adhesives, which we already launched with 7.9 OXX, we know that it will work perfectly on several kind of clear coats. We have two products coming in the next 12 months. So one is, let's start from the right hand side, it will be called 793XX. The XX stands as every time for the thickness, so this will be 08, 11 and 15. And this product will be a symmetric design to mount a medium surface energy part, or a plastic, a PP-EPDM part with a pre-treatment, a rigid part to a demanding clear coat like Mercedes-Benz, like Axalta Superma from VW, like BMW. So working nicely for rigid parts. And we'll have a more competitive version where you have a primer in use, for example, towards the plastic part or towards the ceiling. Only where we have the same, it's the same product, the same core, the same adhesive, but only on one side. So these two products you can expect from us within the next year, so by the end of the next year. And if you have questions or needs for those products, reach out to us or your local sales representative, and we try to give you as much information in advance as we can. And that's the starting point for new developments to come. So that's really, it will not end after 2025. So last but not least, we talk about products, about liners, about applications. But what you need normally when you talk to Tesa, we are, or what you need to know is that we are able to offer you the full package. So either if it's help with specification tests, with laboratory tests, with analytics, or it's in the help in automation processes. So we have our automation engineer team, I will come to that in a minute, which can help you supporting with applicators, or either support you on site at the customer, on site at the OEM to solve issues, if there are. And just to give an overview what we can do. So starting from automation, so we're able to give you, let's say, hand tools, precise applicators to, as you can see here, to mount a pancake roll, to apply the right pressure to a plastic part. We have products to apply primer. So that's something very simple, but sometimes it's needed. Also for prototypes, you may need such kind of support. Then we have semi-automated applicators. The example here of a dual strip applicator. That's something we already have and we have in place, and we can deliver it, or we can share our knowledge with your partners to get the best solution for your working when producing plastic parts or attachment parts with acrylic foam types. Or we have also complete fully automated tape applicator, which we developed developed at our own, but then industrialized with partners. So we know all partners in the market, and we are working very closely with them. So it does not mean that we are selling that to you. We want to show you that we are able to do that, and that we can help you and consult you when it comes to a new project. So that's what you can choose from Tesa as off the shelf. And then coming to testing. So as you see in the test from the 7.9 or 11 introduction, we did a lot of tests for 7.9. So we have all capabilities and equipment in Norderstedt, in Hamburg, and also in China and in North America to test according to OEM specifications. And normally OEMs are accepting our values. So for example, some are asking us, please make the test in your house, bring me the results, then we will discuss, and then we can approve the product. So we are very closely with the laboratories, and what we can offer to you as a customer, that we will do if you have a project, some tests for you. To enable you to show your customer, hey, this is Tesa and it's working and it's precisely working regarding to your specification. And furthermore, if you have substrates, so each and every substrates, if you're getting more recycled content, it's not too easy sometimes to stick on. So we have an analytics laboratory to analyze substrates to analyze surfaces, and also to propose the best treatment for your surface, something we can do. And as you see on the right hand side, we can also do that for bonded and recycled, so recycled materials. And we will see that more often, especially for polypropylene based materials. We will see 20–30% recycled content in a bumper. And yeah, we are open to do tests on those materials to help you and to help the whole value chain make the circularity happen. So that's something you can really ask. Go to your local tesa colleague, sales colleague, sales representative, or contact me or Jiawei, and we help you out with the questions. Then when it comes to tailor-made products, so it's either we can deliver spools, we can deliver log rolls, pancake rolls, or die cuts. We have a high landscape of converters working closely together with tesa. We have Simon in the call today, and it's really, they have a high knowledge in die cutting. They know best our products. Reach out to them, reach out to us, or we connect you together, because it's all about partnershiping in this case. So I'm done with the acrylic foam presentation. I'm running a bit out of time, so I'm fasting up. I don't want to take too long on the tesa part. So just looking on our shortly on our industries we are dealing. So industry is big at tesa. It's almost 80% of our business is industry. We maybe skip a bit the right-hand part. You see what we're doing. For you, interesting to know, electronics is a big segment for tesa in industry. We're dealing there with consumer electronics, mounting, having functional tapes, mounting tapes, and all these kind of applications. Electrical conducting tapes are going now into automotive, and they're going into the interior, so what we call the connected interior, but also on the exteriors. And if you have questions for smart exterior and you need optical tapes, you need functional tapes, radar transmittive tapes, come to us, ask us. We are able to help you. And the second thing I want to highlight is this topic of industrial trading and converting. So industrial trading and converting is key for tesa. We are working closely together with our partners in industry, and they know our products. They have a high knowledge with tesa. We have a good partnership, and you can trust on us and we trust on them, and you can go there and they will also help you with the tape. So if you have questions and you go to a converting partner, either it's automotive or industry, they will help you out. So that's topics we are dealing. That's big, the market for tesa industry. So then give you a last overview on a little bit where we are worldwide. So that's a worldwide picture. tesa is 5,000 people, but it's a multinational company. It's based in Germany, in Norderstedt, so just behind the airport of Hamburg. There we have the headquarters, we have global functions there, we have development there, but we also have development in Asia Pacific and in China and also North America. So we're really acting globally in the region for the region. So wherever you are a global acting company, you can trust in us. We are also globally acting and helping you in the region where you need the help. And then last slide, a very important slide. So it's really we have made sustainability one of the priorities for tesa, and are working on this really important transformation of our business with really great speed and urgency. That's really something we are committed to, and we have set ourselves really ambitious goals in all 5 categories. And we're really acting in this direction. The whole organization is acting in this direction. And as you can see, it already pays off. We have a Gold EcoVadis Award. We are A-list at the CDP, and that's really one big topic for tesa. I'll just hurry up a bit. So keep in mind, we go there all along the 1.5 degree pathway. So last slide from my side until we finish it. The webinar, our directions for innovation in the future. We go for high performance tapes in acrylic foams. We go for optical clear adhesive in the car interior. So we go really deep dive into displays, into applications, very technical applications where you need optical clear adhesives. We go into structural, especially for the EV battery topic. like structural cell wrapping tapes, all these kind of structural tapes where you need a high bonding strength. And for us, key is circularity. So this topic of debonding on demand is future. And this will help you also to recycle products in the future more easy. We already launched some products there, like a stretch and release tape, and there will be other products come soon. So if you have questions, come back to us and reach out. I'm now at the end of my presentation, and I only have a couple of minutes left until we are ending the webinar, only 4 minutes left. That's the reason why I hurried up a bit in the end. I just want to give a chance. I didn't have a look to the chat to answer some questions, and we will promise that we will answer all your questions after the webinar and give you the via email. But Jarve, thanks for coming back. Do you have already seen some questions which we can answer very quickly?
Yes, probably we select some lucky guys to raise the questions. Yeah.
Yes.
So I see one of interesting one, like the first one. Are all of your acrylic foam tape is PFAS free?
Maybe I answer that. Yes, as I mentioned at the starting point, maybe you missed that. So we do not need any kind of forever chemicals, neither for our production and not for our not as ingredients. And so it's proven A6 Plus is PFAS free, and if you need a certificate or something, we are also able to give you that. So that's clear. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I see another question coming. Do you have any OEM approval already for the new Primaless tape?
Yes, so a good question. Yeah, we hadn't had the time to talk too much about approvals. So approval process for us in general, it's key. So every time we launch a new product, the team goes to the OEMs, we go to the tiers, we go to the converters, but key is always to have a spec test done. And normally if we get an approval, that's the best key for everybody to use the product. For the new Primaless line, 790X11 or 790-8 and 15, it's already completely approved by Mercedes-Benz to the highest specification level, which is 790-6.12. It's already tested by Audi for the VW group and approved. There we need a first project and application on the car. So that's proved. We to regards Stellantis, we did the spec test and we gave our results to Stellantis, and we are expecting very soon also positive feedback. The same for BMW. That's an ongoing process. There we expect until the end of the year successful feedback. And also we are trying to, I don't know if somebody from Renault is in the call, but we're also trying to fulfill the Renault specification, but that will take maybe a little bit longer. But SSG, we're doing a step-by-step, introducing new products and then improving it step-by-step at the OEM side. Yeah, but as said, Mercedes-Benz and then VW is already done. Great. So we have 50 seconds.
Yeah, I think we have a little bit more time to answer maybe one or two questions. Do you see anything?
Yeah, interesting. I think that's coming from a converter FSC. I'm not able to give the names out, but converter asking, where do you produce acrylic foam tapes? Maybe, okay, that's a good question for you. Yeah.
Yes, maybe I can answer that. So Christoph already mentioned a little bit for our global organization. We have many production facilities all over the world. But for the acrylic foam tape itself, we have two main production sources. One is in our headquarters, Hamburg, Germany. The other one is from Suzhou, China. And we just produce one product from one plant and supply all over the world. Yes. And same wise for our R&D center, especially for acrylic foam tape, the two core R&D center also based in Hamburg and Suzhou, China.
Yes, exactly. Maybe we are over time, but let's take one last question. Huh?
Yes.
Let me see. A little bit closer. Okay, there's one that's maybe from a tier, as I read it correctly. So does that Primaless tape also work for extreme, or let's say, what's the naming? Extreme environment.
Yes.
Does the Primaless tape work at extreme environment?
As we showed the test data earlier, I believe the high temperature and low temperature resistance already say itself how good it is. But of course, for every OEM, that specification requires different environmental cycling. And that one we have already done basically for major OEMs on the market. And yeah, basically we have tested and passed it. Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks. Yeah, so you can rely on that. And as said, we have the capabilities to test according to customer specification. And normally that's the reason why we invented the tape. It's really working. So we're now almost 1.5 minutes over time, as I see correctly. So Jiawei, something you want to say?
Yeah, I'm just very happy to have all the audience here today for this webinar, and I'm very interested and exciting to introduce this great product to the market. Let us know if we can help you in any perspective. Tesa is a very special expert in tape industry, primerless and beyond primerless, and even beyond ASICS Plus. We are here to support you.
Yeah, also from my side, thank you very much for your participation at this webinar. I hope we gave you some interesting insights into our products. And just if you have questions, come back to us and we will answer all your questions later on. Sorry for not having the time. But thank you again, and have a nice day. Have a nice afternoon.
Yes,
Thank
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.